Welcome to Tame Your Talent. Brad J, your host. Yet another episode and more schooling for you. From podcasting to broadcasting, online training for hosting. That's what I'm here to do today. You know what we're going to talk about? Material. No, not material things like I have a nice car, I have this, I have that. We're talking about announcer material, what you bring to the table. And material could be things that you have, but I look at material for announcing as information about what you're announcing, okay? And for me, I travel the world. I work at so many different events wherever I go, so it's a different place. So how great is this? So if you're announcing in a different place you've never been, a different country or whatever, there's history about that place. So what you do for material is you study the history of the location. You study the history of the athletes that are in that sport. You study the sport itself, the sporting event. You put all that into, that's your material. That's some of the material. Now, you're saying, well, that works great for announcing like a sporting event. But if you're speaking to a public and you're in an auditorium and you're talking about something, it's not even a sporting event at all, material is still important. You need to have your material. Have the history of that event. Like I said, have the history of the location that you're making that event and what is going on. The material is what you need. You gotta have material to be able to do the job you want. And if you've ever seen people announce where they seem to run out of material and they're not talking anymore, you never want that to happen, because you know how many jobs you're gonna get if you run out of material? Let me think about it. Zero. Big fat goose egg. You're not gonna get jobs because the guy can. It wasn't smooth, it wasn't memorable, he ran out of material, the timing wasn't there, he had low energy, just all this kind of stuff that can go against you. But material, you'd never want to run out of it. And I'll tell you what, there's people I work with too at many different events that they don't even study who the sponsors are. They don't even know what the sponsor makes. They don't even know the tagline of what the sponsor wants. These are the people that are paying your bills. These are the people that are paying the people that are paying you, and you're putting food on the table because of that. So not knowing the sponsors, that's not knowing your material. That's not having enough material. So know what your sponsors do, know what your sponsors make, know your sponsor's tagline, and try to get it in and infuse it to your delivery. Nobody wants to hear an announcer saying, and it's brought to you by Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo, where you're always on time with Joe Schmo. And it's like, that's not natural. If you have material and you know about the sponsors, you can make it organic and bring it into the show with what you're doing by tying them into the show. And you know what? Once again, these are the people that are paying the money. These are the people that are paying the people that are paying you, so you want to do that correctly. You want to have material. Now, also, social media. Oh my goodness, that's part of the material. If you come in and you don't even know the hashtag line, the website to send them, the website for your sponsors, the hashtag for your sponsors, you don't know any of that, then you don't have your material. That's another part of material that you need to have. You got to know it. That's the one thing that I get to an event and I want to know. What's the hashtag? Where are we sending people on Instagram? Where are we sending them on Twitter? What's the Facebook account? How about the YouTube channel? All that stuff. You need to know the social media. So when you sit down and you get that first event, take that to your director right away. Find out what is the hashtags, what is the social media, where are we sending these people, what do we want them to contribute? Because let's be honest, social media is so darn important that you want to have the correct hashtags and the correct addresses, right? And lastly, for material, a reason to care. When I talk about knowing your material by your athletes, know their history. Give those people a reason to care. Okay, so this guy is coming up, all right? Maybe he's a keynote speaker and he's about ready to take the stage, and you just know like one nugget about him, like what his title is. That's not material. Give the material about him. Well, he started back in 1978 doing this. He went on to 1990 to do this. And here he is today. You're vice president of operations, and his name, okay? That's knowing material about the person you're dropping into the mix. If you don't know the material on the athletes, your keynote speaker, the person you're working with, even material on your co-host. A lot of sport announcers, what they are, they're your co-host. They have a vested interest. They were part of that sport. So by you introducing them who they are and their acclimates, that's a reason to care. Well, why should I listen to this announcer? Oh, because he's done this, 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 and this. That is why you listen to him. And why should I like this athlete? Because he's done this, this, and this. And why should I listen to this keynote speaker? Because he's done this, this, and this. It's knowing your material inside and out. Material, a huge part of the announcing game. That's another edition of Tame Your Talent. Check us out, tameyourtalent.com. It's all about the material. Make sure you're prepared today.